All right, so today I'm going to show you how to use ClipChamp. First, before I get started, I could just kind of want to point out that mine will look different than yours because I went to settings and I went to general, and it starts you off as a default in light, but I got used to using it, this dark version, so I kind of stick with that, but to each their own. And so we're just going to get started with creating a new video, but here you can see just a few different things. If you're on social media, there are some templates already built out, and then your videos that you created will all be stored down here. That's where you can copy them, delete them. But I just want to go ahead and just get down to brass tacks. And so we'll go ahead and start a new video. All right. And so here you go. This is what you'll be working with right here. Just know that your menus here. This is the free version. So if you want to upgrade, it's kind of limited in some of the things. Other things it lets you do quite a bit. And so, but you can definitely get onto social media or create a presentation, a project, do things for work, for school with this video. Right. So your media, whenever you start using certain images, certain video files, certain sound files, they'll be here. You can find them in your media. We don't have anything right now, so you won't see anything. I'll get back to this in a second. Content library, there are some things that you can get from ClipChamp for free. Again, some of these are premium. So if you see the little icon right there, that little image, that means that you're going to have to pay for that. I like it. I pay for the paid subscription, and it does quite a bit for me, right? And templates. So here, if you're on social media, there's those templates. Text, a lot of different things you can do with the text, and I'll show you some of that in a second. And then transitions, if you have different scenes and you want to transition from one scene to the other, this is where you would find those transitions. And then a brand kit, if you already have a brand or you're thinking of a certain brand, this will kind of help you keep that same, the same colors, text, fonts, things like that to be true to your brand. Right. So let's go ahead and get down to like I guess the meat of this whole thing are the record and create sections. And here, screen and camera, if you've ever watched a video with like a little talking head on somewhere on the screen, and then on the background there's like some image that they're explaining, that's what that is, right? Screen and camera. And then you can move your image around any way you like. Then you have camera here. You would just have to allow ClipChamp your camera, and then you can record yourself on your computer. And this is if you want to record your screen, which will be the focus of this video. We'll do that in a second. If you want to record some narration and then add it later, this is where you would do that. Just make sure that you are do a few practice tests to make sure that your sound is the way you want it and that you're actually recording yourself. There's been quite a few times where I recorded a little bit and then realized, oh, I haven't even been recording myself. So make sure that you do a few practice runs. Here is text to speech. So if you want, you don't like recording your voice, you can just put the text here, and then these voices choose, whichever one suits your needs, and then they will say your text for you. Sometimes it sounds a little choppy and robotic, and so it's not great. But if you don't like putting your voice out there, then it is an alternative. All right, and I don't want that there, so I'm just going to click on it, and I'm going to right click and then just delete it. All right, so now let's get down to the screen right here. This is what I want to show you. So I am going to go ahead and go here, make sure I'm choosing the right microphone. And then this coach, I have it off, but it's really cool. I'm going to turn it on. It kind of tells you when you say some filler words like and huh and things like that, and it helps you to improve your speaking. And so let me just go ahead and start recording by clicking on this big red button here. And so if you want to just record one tab, then you would just click on Chrome tab and choose the tab that you want, right? I don't want to just stay on one tab because as I'm recording, I want you all to see everything I'm doing. And so if I click tab, if I moved to a different tab, you would not be able to see that, right? So I don't want to choose that one, but if you're just going to stick to one tab, that's what you would do. And if you want to share the audio from that tab, you would have to make sure that this is on. Right? And then window, if you want to just stay locked into a certain window, you would just choose a window that you want to stick to and do that. I'm going to just go ahead and do entire screen because I want you all to see everything that I'm doing on my screen. right? And I earlier actually just had it on tab, and when I moved to a different screen and I was looking at the replay, I couldn't see what I was doing on the screen, right? So for me, I'm going to choose entire screen so you all don't miss anything. And if I have audio, which I do, I'm going to click this so that you can hear the audio also, right? And then click here, and then just click share. And at this point, you see I am recording everything, so that's why the stop is there. So everything that I'm recording, right, everything that's happening now is being recorded, but we can edit it out later. All right. And so what I want to do is just kind of come over here and show you my portfolio, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, you're presenting a website, you're showing someone how to walk through something certain. This is really cool for work if you're creating like standard operations and procedures and you want people to know how to do certain things. This is really useful for that. I'm just going to kind of show off my some of the things that I've created. Here is some of the work that I've done. Wanted to show you that this will be in the video because I chose that little option to share the video of what I am recording. Right, so now let's go ahead and say you presented everything. You had a slideshow, you presented that, whatever it is that you were doing, you are done recording, and now you go back to ClipChamp and you click stop. And at this point, you
Review your
see I am
speech here.
recording everything, so
See,
that's why the
you know,
stop
what
is there.
you should
So
do
everything that
better.
I'm recording, right,
Do
everything that's
that.
happening now is being recorded, but we can edit it out
Click
later.
retake
All
recording.
right. And
Click
so
three
what I
times.
want to do is just kind of come over here and show you
Right. So let's
my
say you are
portfolio, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, you're presenting a website. And now that is here on your timeline. Your timeline, just what it sounds like, right? The time, the line of time where your video is. And so I want it to kind of fit to the whole timeline. So I'm going to click right here, fit to timeline. And now it fits on this whole timeline. Whatever is on the screen, whatever you see here, that is being dictated by this little marker right here. So wherever you put that marker, that is what is going to show up on the screen. Right? I don't want any of this right here. I don't want anyone to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that marker right where I don't want. And if you want to get like a really, really fine cut, and then you want to zoom in with this plus sign, and it just kind of zooms in so that you don't cut out anything extra. Sometimes it gets a little laggy when you're really zoomed in, so just be careful with that. So I'm going to go ahead and click there, and then I'm going to click these scissors, and whenever you click the scissors, whatever is to the right of this marker right here, that is what is going to be highlighted for deletion. But I don't want that deleted, so you got to be very careful to highlight what you do not want deleted or what you don't want there, and that's what will be deleted. So you can right click on it to delete, or you can just click the delete button. Right. And so that leaves this gap here. If you started playing the video from the beginning, there would be a gap, there would be nothing there. This right here takes a little marker all the way back to the beginning. And see, if I was pushing play, you wouldn't see anything there. What you want to do is delete this gap right here. So you just highlight this, click on the trash can, and it's deleted the gap, right? And so now your video will start and show you my
In the beginning.
portfolio. Right here, if you don't want any sound, there's this little mute option. You can just click that, and it will turn off the volume to the whatever, if there is any sound there, and you don't want it there. So another thing that you can do is you can actually right click on this, go to more options, and then detach the audio from the video. So now if you wanted the video, but you didn't want any sound, you have detached it. You could just delete this and it's gone. Maybe you just wanted the sound and not the video. Sometimes if you want music or something like that, but not the video, that's how you would do it. Then you just get rid of the video and keep the music. I actually want them both, so I'm just going to undo that, but you can detach it and then change the volume of those of that sound file. All right, so let me just do this. There we go. So now the sound and the video are together again. That's what I wanted. And so now let's clip out the back end of this because a lot of times you don't really want that last part of whatever your video is because you're done talking. And so now you just got to kind of clip out what you didn't really want. So kind of listen. You had a slideshow, you presented that, whatever it is that you were doing. All right, so this is what I don't want. So I'll just go ahead and clip there. Again, you might want to zoom in before you make the final cut as far as it zooms in to make sure you don't clip out anything extra. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And again, it highlighted what is on the right of this little marker, and that's what I want deleted. So clipped out the beginning, clipped out the end, and now we just have all the good stuff, right, where you were talking. But say you made a mistake somewhere in the middle of this video, what you can do now is just go ahead, say it happened between the 22 and 24 second mark. Just go to 22, click here, click the scissors, and then go to the 24 mark, click the scissors, and then just clip out what you do not want. And then right click to get rid of this gap, delete this gap. Be careful of deleting all visual gaps because sometimes it'll throw off some of your files there if you have a whole lot of complicated, complex things going on, right? So also, if you just want to mute a small part of the video, you could just do what I did right now. So choose like a section, clip here, then choose another section and clip there. And then you just mute that part. And so then you can just kind of mute out a small section and then keep playing the sound, right? Or if you want one section to be louder or quieter than the other, that's also something you can do. You just right click, more options, and here you have the main control for the volume, right? Or you could even detach the file and not have any music at all. So a lot of different things you can do. I don't want to get bogged down in all of that. So um, another thing that you can do is that we talked about earlier are transitions. So if you want to put a transition in between one scene and the other, you just have to go right in between them and you see that plus sign. You can add a transition that way. You would just have to choose your transition. Or what you can do is click on it and drag and drop in between the scene. So you see I'm dragging it. You just go to that little plus sign and it's going to change the way it looks. And that means there is now a transition there, right? So say you wanted a different one for the next one, you would just go in between there. And now you have that transition there, right? And so on for all those. It's recommended you do transitions from time to time just to make your videos more like compelling, right? And so, but say that you're like, oh, that, it still needs a little bit something extra. What you can do is add different sounds to it, right? If you wanted to do some sound effects, you could just go here to, let's go with audio, click there, and you see here's music, here are sound effects. So let me see all. And these are all the free ones right here. So let me turn on my volume. All right, so let's go ahead and use that one. Wherever this marker is, that's where the sound file is going to drop. So let me just go ahead and click here to move it to the beginning. It's always suggested, like especially if you're doing shorts, so you have some kind of a sound effect or some engaging sound at the beginning to hook people's attention. So let's go ahead and I'll just do this one. Just hit the plus sign, and you see right here is the sound file. It popped up at the beginning, and if I were to push play, whatever it is that you would not hear that sound effect because the marker was not on it, right? Remember, wherever the marker is, that's what you're going to hear. So and show you right, so you heard my voice and you heard the video. Let's say you didn't want my voice, we can just mute that. Let me go back to the beginning. That was just a sound effect. And now let's say that you wanted some music. You just close the sound effect, go to audio and choose some music. Um, Not a lot of free options in this case. So Pexel, what is it? Pexel Bay offers you free sound effects, and I think it's free music also. So that's just something, if you want more options without having to pay for anything. I think it's Pexel Bay. I'm not 100% sure. But so here, all right. And so here you had the sound and you had the sound effect. And if you are, make sure that you clip it where it's supposed to, because if you don't, you will just have like this video that goes on and on, but with no video, just music. So let's just kind of clip it right there. And if you are talking and the music is too loud, again, just go here to more options, lower the volume, and let's go ahead and go with that. Let me close this. Let's just start it from the beginning. Let's go full screen right here to see what that looks like. So let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, I turned the volume down. Let's go back 1 second. All right. So there you have it. And let's just X out of that. And one more thing that I will add right here is if you want some images different visuals. There are videos you can throw over there. Let's just go ahead and do a sticker here. So let's go ahead and choose this guy. We'll put him at the beginning. So let's move that. And let's put him here, add to timeline. Right. And so as you see it, you can't see it up on here on the screen, right? Because the marker is not over it. So make sure that you put the marker right over it like this. And now you see it is right here on the screen. Something that's really important, if you want it to show up on the screen, that has to be like the uppermost thing on your timeline. Because if you were to put this guy down here, he would not be showing up on your picture because he's buried underneath this other video. So let's go ahead and put him up here, the very top. And now he is on the video. And if you want to make him bigger, you can just drag this out this way. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could do that, right? And so now let's just go ahead and start this from the beginning. All right. And so many different types of stickers and gifts and things like that that you can put on here. And it's videos. There are videos. So if you're making like a video about dogs or wolves, you know, you can just put different stock footage of those while you narrate, so people have something to see while you are talking. And those are the main things. Oh, one more thing, the text. Don't forget about that. So let me just kind of go ahead and show you how to do that. You would just click on the text, and let me move this to the beginning because that's where we want to start the text. And then you would just click this plus sign and drop it there. If you want this to go the whole scene, then you're going to have to drag this out this way and make sure that I'm just going to put right here title, and then click off of it, and then you can drag it around. Whoops, not that. I wanted to drag the title around. There we go. All right. And so, yeah, and so there you have there's so many different things you can do with the titles. I'm not going to get into all of that right now, but if you want some more options with your text, you would just click that text right there, and you can have it fade in and fade out as fast as you want it to or slow as you want it to. The effects, so many different things, right? But here, if you want to change the kind of font or the size or a line, color, that's where you would do that. Right. So now you have a video, you have music, you have sound effects, you have titles, you have stickers and GIFs, and so now you've got what you need. You can remove sound files if you want from the video, and so you're done, right? So now what's left is to export it. So now you just go ahead and go to export. 1080p is probably what most of the time you'll be doing, unless you have any 4K footage. And this doesn't usually take too long. Well, this video was not a very long video, right? It was just a few seconds. Do know that if you do 4K video, it is going to take a while, depending on your what you're working with. But your upgrade here, for me, like I said, I think it's worth it. And then when you're ready, you can save it to your computer right here. You can upload it to YouTube. I like to save it to the Google Drive and the computer just to be on the safe side. And then you have LinkedIn and you have TikTok, right? And so that is how you use ClipChamp.